happening in our sky.
We are back with a new episode of I Married a Bigfoot. I'm the Angry Dad.
I'm the Not So Angry Mom.
And I subject her to ancient aliens, paranormal, UFOs, alien abductions, Bigfoot. I love these things. I love watching these shows. And you know what?
And I tolerate it.
That she does. We just been going through videos, and when in this podcast, we're gonna show some videos, talk about them, see what's going on, whether they're real or not, and just give it to you what I feel is the truth,
and see if I can debunk them with my limited knowledge.
Yes, and I have many years of watching TV degree of ancient aliens, finding Bigfoot, and ghost hunters. Mm-hmm. All right, PhD certified. Through the internet, so you know it's right.
So today we have kind of a hodgepodge of videos. They're not really any particular theme. They're just all over the place with UFOs, Bigfoot. I think, do we have a ghost one? I don't remember.
I think we have a ghost one. We'll find out.
Yeah. So we got a couple of different videos. So you ready?
Yeah, we're gonna dive straight into it. We're just gonna knock it out the park. All right, let's start with the first one here.
Okay.
Settling things said by astronauts. Part 7. Space snakes.
Space
In
snakes.
1994, Dr. Story Musgrave, a prolific astronaut who has been on 6 space flights, said something to say
and this
that was
is
just outright strange.
Not so much
Dr.
a video,
Musgrave, not only being a NASA
mostly
astronaut,
just him
but also a
speaking.
doctor
Yeah.
and mathematician, is taking
But he's talking about this
in
astronaut.
the space community. Musgrave claims that on 2 of his space flights, he had encountered what appeared to be a snake.
A
But not
snake
just any snake.
in
One
space.
ranging from 6 to 8 feet in length.
That's huge.
That's huge.
The snake had
Oh, yeah.
followed him in space for a long period of time, and that he even tried to communicate with it.
Let me ask you this question: is Samuel L. Jackson in this movie?
not snakes on a plane. Snakes in space.
Snakes in space.
I'll leave that up for you to decide.
Motherfucking snakes
No,
in
on
this
the
motherfucking
space.
spaceship.
Okay. So I feel like there's a few different theories on this one. I don't know who this astronaut is.
Yeah, I don't recognize him either.
So that doesn't mean he doesn't exist. They had a lot of pictures of of somebody who looked like a legitimate astronaut.
Yeah.
I couldn't name one astronaut other than Armstrong. Right?
And Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah.
The 2 first men in space.
And I had trouble.
Or the moon.
And I had trouble figuring out his name. So that, my lack of knowledge doesn't take away from this. So I feel like there's a couple things. One, the guy who's talking about this video or somebody who inspired this video made up this story. So there's that.
I would assume so because snakes in space, at the end of the day, things need to breathe in space. And so is there a snake in a spacesuit?
Maybe there's aliens. Where are aliens?
Alien snakes.
So there's that. Maybe it's a made up story.
Yeah.
And this astronaut has nothing to do with it. 2, maybe the astronaut made it up to fuck with people. Because after you come back from space and you're, at some point your astronaut career is over, what else are you going to do? So I would imagine that somebody's got a sense of humor out there and is fucking with people. 3, this astronaut did see it, but it was like a hallucination, like an ayahuasca DMT type of trip where he hallucinated this snake. And that's why he was trying to communicate with the snake, and the snake was following him. That's a massive snake.
Yeah.
8 feet.
Yeah, 8. Well, snakes do get pretty big. You'd be anaconda style. But at the same time, in space, in the vacuum of space, in the freezing cold.
Yeah, I don't know.
Snakes are warm-blooded.
What we consider a snake on Earth obviously couldn't survive in space. But if there was some other entity that looks like a snake, that's built for space.
Yeah,
there's that option.
I don't know. I'm 100% it's BS. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to all be gems.
But it's just.
It's hilarious.
It's a hilarious.
It's hilarious.
Concept of
very hilarious
snakes
concept.
in space.
All right, next
Let's
video.
Take a look at the next one.
Bailey here.
This is a guy who works at a haunted theater.
Yeah.
Post very often, but sometimes I do. Last night I did.
Last night he did.
Getting a lot of requests just to hang out in the theater alone in the dark.
So he's at a haunted theater.
Yeah, and this is on TikTok. Theater of the Absurd.
Yeah.
Empty theater. pretty depressing during COVID times.
Super dark. So he's kind of panning around.
Oh, and then you see a figure. You just saw a figure move.
Stage, can't see it very well, but what? Look, guys, holy shit.
So the light just moved.
Yeah, he's on the stage kind of panning around and he's like trying to catch something. Horrible lighting.
Yeah.
It's in the dark. I think it's like a stage light.
Yeah.
That's on wheels. You can see the cord where it's plugged in. It's not just lit up on its own.
And see, and that's the thing too, is as he passed, though, you saw a little head move back into the shadow. Yeah. So like in the video, you could see a black shadow and it dip its head back. So when it dipped its head back, and then he, like I said, he's just panning. He obviously it's just dark, so he can't really see. And when you got your phone and your camera, you're not really concentrating on the picture of the camera. You're just kind of like just looking as you're looking.
Yeah. It's just something in your hand almost.
Yeah, exactly.
So for me, it's, two things. One, his reaction to it seemed pretty genuine. He works in a theater where I guess a lot of people were asking him to video this, video that, go.
Which can be, crazy, because when you work in an old place like that, it holds so much, energy and emotion there that whatever has happened would definitely be lingering around.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, it was just crazy though, just to see the whole black silhouette, because like where he was recording, it was light enough to see everything. Mm-hmm. But then it's just a black shadow, and then it moved, and then as it moved, he continues. So then it lets him know that something saw him move, and then boom, there goes the fucking light. Yeah.
So there's that. My skepticism. There we go. Comes in with A, the quality of the video. B, all of that stuff could have been moved by somebody else in the building.
Yeah, it was dark.
It's super dark, super grainy. Even when the light moves, when it's on wheels and you can see where the cord goes off stage, anybody could have pulled it.
Yeah.
And then as it's moving, he's walking around it.
Yeah.
So it's like you couldn't even get a clear picture if something was like pulling it.
Yeah.
And not to say that he didn't video it naturally, because I feel like that would have been anybody's response.
Yeah.
To like kind of move around and like it was just very natural and kind of a normal response if you caught something weird, because it wouldn't be a smooth, let me make sure I stay still so everybody can see that there's nobody pulling this pushing this, or there's nobody else in the room with me. You don't think about that necessarily. I don't think most people would. So you just see something move and you're going to automatically react and kind of move around and get, so that's the part that I feel makes it more believable.
Yeah.
But how bad the image quality is, how dark it is in that theater, I feel like anybody could have been there, kind of like any like other stagehand or something, like dressed all in black. So that way you can't really see them, could have like walked by, that could have been the shadow, and they could have pulled that lamp or whatever, there's a lot of different options, but I don't know, this one kind of I'm on the fence about.
I definitely believe it. I definitely see, like I said, just the sincerity of the way he's speaking, the way he's talking. It's not staged, it's not talked, it's right off the cuff.
Yeah.
And right off top, you're already wary when you're in there. So just that, just your own energy can manifest these things happening and give it the power to be able to do that stuff.
Yeah, like he's got like a little anxiety
exactly,
or something.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I definitely believe this on the truer side.
Yeah.
All right, let's get the next one here.
Okay, so this one's a Bigfoot one.
Yeah.
So this is a family shooting, like having their, looks like a young son, maybe 12 or 13 or whatever.
Yeah, he's practicing shooting
off the hill.
And then it's got a little arrow that points at right where they're trying to point you to see.
Way back in the distance.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to.
Oh, really, and then you see it moving. And what's crazy is how as far as it looks to be, you can really see it. And that's the thing.
Just wait a second, because it really starts moving in a minute.
Right when the gun goes too,
you can see a clear image,
a very clear image. And it's crazy too, because the distance it's at, and like I said, it's far enough away where they're not paying attention to it.
Yeah. Okay. So it's weird because like how you said, it's so clear. You would think that something farther away would be blurrier, would blend into the background a bit. I feel like that's how normal photography works. Which leads me to the side of maybe that was digitally added after the fact.
Well, that's the thing though too. Even with it being digitally added, the way it is Bigfoot, I'm 6'5", and I look huge far away, but that had to be at least a quarter mile to a half mile away.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going to say. Away. So for it to be visible and I'm going to assume this is huge. A phone. I'm assuming this is being recorded with a phone.
Yeah, it seems like
and
a phone.
So with iPhones or whatever, the size it needed to be not just visible, but the spectrum of I can see that moving
and how fast it moved across the span.
Exactly. It
looked like
that would have to be an Olympic sprinter.
Yeah.
All right. For as fast, because as soon as that gunshot went off, it probably got spooked. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Took off, and not just took off, but like that thing had to be at least 9 feet, 8 feet. And that's just my rough estimate, just on the size. Because, like I said, I'm just going off of me. And about I'm 300 pounds, so something being that big, that thick, just in the size mass alone, between the 400 to 500 pounds, and to be able to run that fast in snow, because it's in snow.
Yeah,
it's ice and snow. Whether it's compact or not is not easy. It's something you have to really take, because there's so many factors in there. So if there was a man that was, let's say, 7 feet. All right. We got Shaquille O'Neal out there in a gorilla suit. All right. Wearing a fucking full-on Bigfoot outfit, sprinting like an Olympic runner. And obviously he ain't running that fast. All right. He might get a slight jog.
Well, what other people are 7 foot? Was it Yao Ming or whatever?
Yao Ming's like almost 8 feet. He's almost like 9.
Let's do Yao Ming.
Yeah. So Yao Ming.
Because that's probably closer to what your estimate on height.
Yeah. So and Yao Ming's a freak, and so obviously you'd be able to kind of, and he's very lanky. And the reason I use Shaquille O'Neal is because he has a Bigfoot build.
He's got a build, but let's say hypothetically Yao Ming was wearing a suit.
Yeah, but the thing is like most tall people that are of that size, the agility is not there. And when I mean agility, I'm talking about, look, shoes, boots, or whatever you're fucking wearing to run through snow, wearing a suit, mask, face covered, and you running with the speed of a sprinter. I'm not saying an Olympic sprinter now. I'm just saying an average sprinter. A jogging enthusiast.
Was running very fast.
Very agile.
A very long, wide gait where their legs were very far apart. It wasn't like a lot of little steps. Yeah,
exactly.
It was like 1, 2, 3.
And that alone, to be able to differentiate that in that video is something you can't fake. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, this person would, like I said, let's say, let's just give benefit out. That person's 6'8".
Almost 7 feet.
Almost 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
All right. I'm 6'5", and I ain't running like that. All right. And I am wearing a suit and trying to like suits are thick.
Yeah.
Hair is thick. You'd be like wobbling. At least I would think.
Yeah. Plus you're at the mercy of the stretching capability of a suit,
because most suits ain't stretchable.
So a man in a suit's out. I agree with that. I agree. A man with a suit out. It's not an animal. Yeah. So just to kind of describe for anybody who's not watching the video, they're up on a hill.
Yeah.
They're shooting at like some water bottles in a distance.
Yeah.
Down the hill, there's like a
little crevice.
A little crevice where there's 2 separate tree lines on either side of this kind of field area. And the Bigfoot, or the quote unquote Bigfoot, runs from one set of tree lines out into the clearing to get to the other side.
With snow path.
Yeah, it's full of snow. And they're basically from the gunshot, he runs.
Yeah.
And because he, gets scared or whatever, and then goes to the other tree line, kind of hangs out for a second and then keeps moving. The only thing I can think of, it's not an animal.
Yeah.
It's not a bear.
Yeah, it's running.
It's running like a human being.
Hands and everything.
It's not, a monkey. It's not any of those
it's not
things.
A bear.
It's not a bear. It's not a cat with
Yeah, because it has defined legs, and bears ain't sprinting.
So
on 2 feet.
My only, bears are not exactly sprinting.
Yeah.
Not with that wide of a stride.
Yeah.
It's, for me, it feels like it's digitally added. It's too clear and defined. I feel like it would be, it's the color of the image of the Bigfoot is blacker than the tree line. And I feel like they would be similar in shade in the video. That's what's causing me to feel like, let's just watch it again. And maybe I'm going to turn the volume off, but we can watch it again. Let's just zoom. I feel like it's too of an intense color for me. Let's see. Because the tree lines are kind of like a grayish black. There are some darker spots there. Yeah. But I just feel like as something gets farther away, and this is pretty far away. Yeah. It seems like a too dark of an image. It literally looks like a person, but the size of the person it would have to be realistic would have to be like 10 feet tall. Yeah. And that's just gauging off the distance that we can see in this video. I'm not great at that. I'm not great at that either. But the thing is that's a great enough distance to where, like I said, they didn't notice it. You know what I'm saying? This is an after image video. They're just recording their son target practicing. Yeah. And then all of a sudden they go back and watch that and they're like, what the fuck was that? And the thing is to be digitally added at that distance, this person would be extremely good at what they would be doing. Yeah. I'm not saying that would be an easy feat. Oh yeah. It's not an easy feat. I would say that the people who are videotaping, it definitely wasn't their intention. No, not at all. Catch a Bigfoot. Yeah. How they have the video shot is literally probably their son, and then the target's off in the distance. So they're only panning from the target side to where the sun is standing, like you would any normal family movie. So which leads to a little bit of credibility for me, because I don't feel like it was their intention to like, we're gonna fake catch a Bigfoot or anything like that, and have like Uncle Joe run all the way down in the valley down there in a Bigfoot suit. That's not what happened. Exactly. But it just seems a little weird. Like as big as that Bigfoot would have had to be, how did nobody not catch it out of their corner of their eye? Yeah. You know what I mean? Well, like that would have been a huge. Well, see, I would say yes if they were looking in the direction. Yeah, because they're basically parallel. Around. Yeah, but that's the thing; they're parallel. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? 100% of their focus is on. Oh, I'm teaching my son how to shoot. Record us learning. So guess what? 100% focuses on the target. 100% focuses on the kid. So the background has nothing to do with what they're doing. So and like I said, if they were more like shooting towards the Bigfoot, and the target was in front of them, and not like a panoramic view like we have, I would definitely see, okay, they can see that. You know what I'm saying? Because like, obviously from how far that is, they're not going to even hear that. Yeah. They're not going to hear the footsteps. They're not going to get no Bigfoot smell. They're not going to get any of that because of the distance that they're at. And like I said, we're saying a quarter mile to half mile distance away. Yeah, it could be more than that. Yeah, it could be more than that, but that's just, and I'm just being, very like conservative. Yeah, exactly. Very conservative of the distance there, because I'm like, okay, because that's kind of how it looks to me. Yeah. I don't know about this one. Well, we'll put the video up and you guys can let us know what you think. Yeah, let us know. Everything will be on Instagram. Okay, so this one is this guy, and he's got a lot of videos. And he's driving a Tesla. He drives his Tesla in different locations. He's in a cemetery? Yeah. He's in a cemetery right now, and Tesla has sensors on the outside of the car to identify when people are around. Yeah. I'm sure they have a lot better technology than that. Yeah. But this guy noticed that when he would drive down certain places, it would sense a person when there's nobody there. Yep. So he's in a cemetery in the middle of the night. It's dark.
Yeah.
Nobody's around to be visiting.
Yeah.
You know, their loved ones or anything. And he keeps getting
images of people.
Images of people. So the Tesla is sensing something.
Yeah.
He's panning from.
And someone's right in front of his car.
Yeah. So he's panning from the Tesla screen to where in real life, the Tesla is sensing humans or people walking up to him and stuff. And there's nobody there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just thought it was pretty crazy.
Well, I'll tell you right now, that is nuts because like I said, it has these sensors on these cars because they're supposed to be the safest. They're actually supposed to be able to stop your car from hitting somebody or hitting something.
Yeah.
And so that's why these things have to be sensitive because they have to be able to pick up and it's crazy too because like they're cameras, but they're also like a magnetic pickup. You know what I'm saying? Because like you know, people's bodies put off a certain like wave of energy. And so that's what a lot of this stuff picks up. So it's just, it really makes you think like, fuck, is this, like I said, and you can probably absolutely hack into a Tesla and do that.
Yeah,
but,
I'm sure.
But, you know.
Or get something that would actually trick it to think it was a person. But the weird thing is like when you can see him panning around the cemetery, there's gravestones, there's flowers and things like that. And you would think, okay, maybe that's what's tricking it. But even though he's not driving at one point, he's kind of just stopped. Yeah. And the thing is walking.
Right in front of them to the side, and there's picking up from the distance.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, maybe it's just picking up items in the road.
Yeah.
But then it doesn't make sense why it would be like the person would be walking towards him.
And so that's the thing though too, is like these things just don't pick up people, they pick up objects. So they would definitely like, hey, something's right here, not just pop up a person. The wall, the door, another car, it would pop up these images for that.
Yeah. And I think he did another video. I'd have to go back. I haven't looked at all of his account in a little while, but he did one where he's driving down a regular street and it was like, it could identify the lamppost. It identified a mailbox. It identified like regular objects.
Exactly.
And then identified a person that was not there. Yeah. And there wasn't an object that it could have been confused with because it identified everything else. So, and
that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's crazy because like I said, the same sensors that ghost hunters use are now being used to detect
those infrared dot things.
Yeah, infrared dots and magnetic wave stuff. And like, you know, because like I said, all of us put off a certain amount of energy. So these are the same things that they use to check for ghosts are now being placed in Teslas. So if you have a Tesla, guess what? You're now a ghost hunter.
You're an involuntary ghost hunter.
Involuntary ghost hunter. Enjoy your nightmarish needs from Tesla. Thank you. You know,
we can drop that stock real quick.
Exactly. We'll drop that stock and we'll buy one and then go ghost hunting with our Tesla.
Exactly. So I thought it was pretty interesting.
That's it.
So this is a UFO one.
Sometimes, you know, like I said,
this is a video from the actual space station,
International Space Station,
with a astronaut on the outside working on the outside, and he said that there's a UFO. I'm just gonna turn the volume down because it's just a quick little TikTok. It's just like space garbage floating across. But it's funny because, at least to me, because I was like, had anybody seen that on with a telescope that maybe wasn't government grade, they would have been like, what is that? That's a UFO. But then you can see it from this angle and it's like,
it's just a long tube.
Space garbage.
Yeah. And that's the thing though, too. There's so much space garbage out there. Like if they literally have apps that are dedicated to following space garbage. You know what I'm saying? So it's hilarious because like I said, you know, sometimes it can be convinced, sometimes it can be like that, but it's just funny as hell to see.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you weren't paying attention, you know, contents to it, you'd be like, oh, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. I mean,
like I said, it even has like a shape, almost like it's like a wing, like craft. And so like, if you really stared at it and like I said, no context to the video, you'd be like, what the fuck did I just see?
Yeah. Because it is a weird one because I don't even know what it is. I mean, it obviously must have been at some point part of a satellite or part of
anything,
shuttle, you know, something.
Exactly. Debris. There's so much garbage and debris up there.
Yeah. It doesn't look like part of an asteroid or
Yeah,
anything. It looked like a part of man-made
exactly
that we have
exactly like I said, some kind of some cylindrical tube that got mangled.
It was just interesting to see it.
That's hilarious. Space car
from a different angle, from space to Earth, opposed to from Earth to space. And then this one is that's just this one is just, I caught it on I don't know, TikTok probably, where I get all my videos. But I just thought it was funny. This is literally a tent that got caught in the wind. Caught in the wind and is floating so high up. But at first, because they don't zoom in right away, you can't tell what it is. And I was like, oh,
hey,
this is everybody's UFO. This is everybody's UFO video.
And what's crazy as hell is it's 100% the correct shape. And it's 100% floating the way it should.
And it's moving. It's like, it's got some momentum.
It does definitely got, the wind is doing its business here, and you can definitely like from a distance, that's a UFO. From a distance, this is, like I said, it's moving, it's flipping, it's rolling.
It's rotating. It's like going all over
what's crazy is one side's reflective, one side's not. And so as it turns, it does that. It has a sheen to it.
And then even at the end where it kind of just pauses for a second, it looked like, if you were looking at it, you'd be like, oh, that's a regular disc UFO.
Exactly. It would definitely, it's so funny because like right where it's screen posed, it's just like, it's like, that's a real UFO.
For real. I was like, oh, we gotta show this.
So like I said, it's hilarious because like I said, it's the correct shape.
This is what the government was talking about.
That's it.
All the Coleman
it's the new Coleman experimental UFOs.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Get yours now at Walmart.
Okay, what do we got next?
All right, this right here is our Paranormal in the News. All right, this right here is an Australian news site. And for those who don't know, Yowies in Australia are their version of Bigfoot.
Oh, okay.
And so these people actually caught supposedly 2 Yowies on thermal camera in very dense woods on the research plan. So the news has got it all covered. So let's check it out.
Hinterland, a chance encounter these Yowie hunters insist is the breakthrough they've been searching for.
Randomly panning around, and there you have it. 2 of them. We were ecstatic. I mean, this was probably the best footage so far in Australia.
Dean Harrison, Yowie hunter.
Aren't human, but creatures 9 feet tall.
The first thing I asked when I got this footage was, where was everyone in camp? And then I demanded their heat.
So this is all thermal?
Yeah, it's all thermal image, flare image. You know what I'm saying? So they use a high-grade flare camera.
Harrison has been in a 25-year quest that so far cost him $100,000.
Damn.
The bulk of it spent in Springbrook National Park.
They'll leave stick symbols around the tracks in the bush, and there'll be sticks in the ground.
The hunters say they captured the 2 Yowies on this state-of-the-art thermal imaging camera, which can pick up the heat signatures of any animal or creature quite clearly in dense bushland.
That's where the $100,000 went.
Capturing one.
That's definitely trying to.
They'll need to if they're to convince the non-believers.
I think that's a load of bullets.
Yeah, definitely possible.
Now that would be a story. Josh Ribberich, 7 News.
So did they have a video of them? I know they put an image of themselves in front of this, but there was an actual video of them next to whatever they caught. Because what the image that they caught
was huge.
Looked huge. But if you don't have it actually next to a live person,
you wouldn't be able to tell.
You wouldn't be able to tell. You can size up and down somebody all you want to make him look bigger or smaller. But the width of the whatever they caught
Mack truck. Huge. Yeah, it was a Mack truck. Bigfoots are known to be broad. Bigfoots are known to be like just massively thick.
Yeah.
All right. And that's one of those things like, and I'm assuming it just translates to the same thing as the Yowies in the same way, because like I said, when they did the side by side, this thing was twice the width of a person.
Yeah.
And there's no break in the thermal. So you can 100% see like that's a solid thing.
Yeah.
And the heat
it's not like a
bottom.
grouping of animals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So like, and that's one of those things that a lot of these people now are using. And now that it's more affordable is buying these flare cameras that see this thermal image.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, Yeah, if you
and they work so well because they're very fine detailed. Because like even when the reporter was, you can make out his face and features at an up close pace. But the thing is, at a distance, it still gives the outline. Yeah, the outline like a damn near perfect outline.
Yeah,
and as long as they're not standing in front of something, it's not going to block that heat signature because like you could see where like whatever the bush is or where there's no heat signature, but the shoulder width and so. It was big as hell. And like I said, and it's always funny because, you know, they always got to discredit people. They always got to, you know, get those comments like, oh, it's a load of bollocks.
Yeah.
This is stupid. These people are stupid. That's fucked up. This guy spent $100,000. He probably spent more doing this than this person makes in a year. And, you know, and they're sitting there like, yeah, bullshit. You're stupid. And it's just hilarious because I was like, how do you know? Are you out there looking? You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy because
you're
like
only stupid until you find it.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden it's I fucking told you so.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know a ton about Australia. I don't know anything about anything, apparently. Yeah. But I think I remember hearing that a lot of Australia is undeveloped.
Oh yeah,
and
it's untouched. Untouched.
I mean, just the image that they showed in part of the video where they kind of pan over the forest area, it looked really dense. Yeah. So it would make sense that maybe there was something there that we haven't seen before.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's one of those things. It's like, you know, the Australia has a few cryptids out there, and it's just like they're like, oh yeah, we can't prove. It's like, no, check it the fuck out. That flare image wasn't a fucking like, you know, that's pretty damn good proof.
Yeah.
It's not 100%.
I mean, they don't do they have bears out there?
No.
Yeah. So what else would be that big?
Yeah, exactly. And what else would be that wide?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not out there. I'm not walking around in Australia.
Are you sure? You didn't go to Australia last month?
You know what I'm saying? Last month, you know what I'm saying? Making a guest appearance. No, didn't work like that. Well, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. All these videos will be up on our Instagram.
So you can check them out.
You check them out.
And let us know what you think. Let us know, you know, if you think it's nonsense, you know, if the Bigfoot is bullocks, as that lady said.
Bullocks in their Australian voice.
Yeah.
You know. Well, I'm the Angry Dad.
I'm the Not So Angry Mom.
Let us know how right I am.
Or how wrong I am.
And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye.